What's good? All right. So it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. But yeah, we're here to talk about Superman and Lois and Winter Soldier and possibly the Justice League Snyder Cut movie that we saw. I saw it once for 4 hours. For our movie, and Joey saw it 2 times, which it was 8 hours.
I saw it 2 times. And the second time was with my girlfriend and her asking me questions about the film and the characters and who's who.
But we're not gonna do a spoiler movie review. We'll do a spoiler free review. We gotta added music to this bitch. 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 Why do I sound like an echo? Why do I sound? Oh, cause okay.
Right
That's
now, fans, we are experiencing technical
technical difficulty.
difficulties.
No, I said geeks. You said geekers. There's a difference, Chatty. A huge difference.
We should have like if there's actual technical difficulties, we should have like a theme like
I should
like a
I should
with the
implement that.
lines and some face, something that resembles the geek mythos. Yeah, technical difficulties will be just like a screen that just
Yeah, let
like
me
that
know
scene
about.
in like that scene in what is it Cat in a Hat when he's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
curse.
I know.
You should do something like that.
Oh no, I say geek gods now because of Brandon, because of King Lion Chatty. Geek gods at the end now. That was a good one actually. Geek god.
Geek gods.
Have a good one, geek gods. I don't like geekers. It just sounds like a pet name. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want them. I don't want to refer to the chat as a geeker. He said, "Why is Joey's hair on fleek? Low key fire."
Oh.
That shit does look good. Fade. Looks good. I need a haircut. It's bothering me already, bro. All right. So I don't go. I will give you credit one day, Shadi. I will give you credit. So, what were you saying? I'm so sorry. Before I got interrupted with the technical.
Well, you were talking about Victor Stone's the guy who played Silas Stone in
Silas Stone. There you
Justice
go.
League, that he
Mhm.
was in Smallville, which I didn't realize that until you said it. I gotta watch that show again. I gotta get into it.
I am up to season 5, episode 20 something. About to
Mm,
end. I think the last episode is Brainiac again.
Brainiac.
Yeah, because he dies, and then comes back. Then there's like more of them in the ship, with played by Chris Masterson.
Chris Masterson. Man,
Yeah,
I don't remember half the people that was in that show. I remember the storylines and the stuff that came out, but it's like remembering it. I know Amy Adams was in one of the episodes. That I
yeah. She
remember.
played a girl. She had a fat suit on. She played a fat girl, but then like took the meteor rocks and then became slim and stuff. But she kind of became like Parasite because she needed to feed off people's energy or something like that to keep.
Yeah, she was similar to. I remember because when in an episode of when Man of Steel came out, she was they were both talking about they were getting interviews, and then she mentioned that she was in she always loved the Superman mythos, so she enjoyed the fact that she was in a Superman TV show. So she was talking about Smallville and how she was consuming, and then Harry Cavill's voice was like, oh, like almost like looking strange at her, like, yeah, I had to eat everything. I was consuming people's bodies.
Mm-hmm. It was weird. That was a weird episode, but gotta love Amy Adams. She just knows how to work any character properly. Um, he says Geek's haircut trash can, Joey's haircut fire. Fucking guy.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
so what else happens in the episode? The dynamic between, okay, so General Sam. I said it in TikTok. before where he was going to do Project 773.
Oh, the
Basically,
hell.
allocating, bringing villains together in order to, he used a word, but basically to contain Superman if he ever goes rogue or ever goes in a different path, injustice path, to say the least.
So
So,
you
go ahead.
so I don't know. I'm thinking. It sounds like Cadmus.
Yeah, basically, Suicide
Yeah.
Squad. Yeah. So, and I forgot which ones he picked out, but I just remember two. It's Parasite, and it's what's the cyber one? Metallo.
Paolo.
Kind of want to see Metallo in this one because I don't think did we see Metallo in Smallville?
Wasn't he like a guy that was going after one of the girls or something? It was like Lois or someone.
I don't remember if I seen Metallo. I know we seen him in the old one, Lois and Clark Adventures, but I don't think we seen him in Small. I don't know. I don't remember if we saw him in Small.
I mean, he would have been like season 2 or 3 if he would have popped up, maybe. I mean, he was a character that everybody knew. I mean,
Yeah.
he was, and even in the Superman animated series, which is on HBO Max, if you guys need to
Oh,
check
it
it out.
is right. I want to rewatch
Yeah, I
that.
was watching. I was watching The World's Finest when Batman and Superman first meet.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
I was like, I didn't even realize it was like a 4-part episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They made it
Mm.
into like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Robin was in it too.
No, Robin was the one where Bruce Wayne received a letter and there were little small nanites
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
infected
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
And then he was like possessed. So Superman had to use wear the Batman costume.
That was so cool. Cause then I think he was going up against either Bane. No, he went up against Bane and
It was
Penguin.
Bane, Riddler, and I think Mad Hatter popped up, but they all knew like that's not Batman. Because
Yeah,
they kind of figured like this is kind of strange. It's not Batman. Because Bane was like, that's impossible, and he was like, and
that's
then he got his ass handed to him.
that's man said
Oh,
rest in peace, Stan. Of course, man. Don't bring those memories up right now.
oh man, I don't even want to talk about the day I knew. Anyway, let's go back to Superman and Lois, and maybe we'll talk about Stanley.
So General Sam's gonna do that. I know that's where the season's heading. No Captain Luther yet. I think he's gonna be AFK until like maybe close to the middle of the season. I don't know how
Yeah,
many seasons. I mean episodes there's going to be in this first one. You know?
it's gonna. I don't know, but it's gonna go in hiatus because they got to finish off Supergirl.
But yeah.
It was the last season, and then it comes back
Hmm.
again.
So maybe I don't know, maybe 13. I mean, usually how long is Flash? Like an hour? I know it's an hour. It's the same thing, but it's no turbo here, Shaddy. Um, I think it's like 22.
Yeah, it's usually like 22. It
Whoa,
occasionally goes to like 27.
whoa.
Sometimes it goes pretty deep. Like it's like yeah. Sometimes I wonder. It's like, yo, am I in the third? Am I what season am I in? But usually there's like most seasons pretty do go long.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
long. So 20 seasons. I mean 20 episodes for a season. That'd be cool. Especially with the cinematography and how everyone's acting. Everyone's like enjoying it and also taking it serious. I like the dynamic between Jonathan and Jordan because Jordan, I mean, you we saw from the first episode where he was getting a little
Yeah.
bit jealous
Yeah.
and then he like confronted him after all that like just to like, you know what, I am jealous, man. But I also have to be your brother, so I can't like change change you or change myself. I can only tell you what's going on, what's what we should do together in case, something like this ever happens where I can't control you.
I think in that episode, my favorite scene was when Clark came to save them and they were in the kitchen and they were all
Oh yeah, yeah,
and then it was like Why couldn't you call for help as soon as possible? What was going on? I mean, why? And then they all look at their grandfather, and they was like,
I
"Oh,
was just like, yep. I mean, who else are you gonna blame?
that was priceless." I didn't think they were gonna go in like. I didn't think it was gonna happen like that, where the grandfather, General Lane, was gonna be there. I thought it was just, I thought it was just between the parents and Jordan and Jonathan. But when he was there, and all of a sudden they looked at him, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I was like, that was good. I like the entire dynamic there. They weren't even afraid to hide it. Like they were like, "Yeah, let's go snitch on Grandpa."
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that was spot on. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Shaddy says, "Yo, Joey has a hot ass poster right there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
He has
Bam.
a lot of Funko Pops too. If you've seen,
Yeah,
he
there's a
he,
few.
he collects a lot of Funkos. Shaddy, this man sees it. This man
That's all of
sends me
them right
all of them.
here. I need to clean this room.
I need to clean my room. Um, but yeah, the general that whole sequence from the thing, and then the dynamic between Lois and understanding, what Clark is going through, struggling with the fact that he's being father. He's also getting manhunted by all these villains. She called these idiots with nuclear codes or nuclear bombs. Um, but the dynamic, the talking, the whole conversation, it leads up to something, and then at the end, it's like all romantic. He just knows what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I like their relationship. It feels
It's so
there's so
different.
much chemistry there, and
Yeah,
it feels like that you could tell like they've been together for a really long time, and it works. Like everything works in their conversations and everything. It's just like the things they say to each other, and it's like that's relationship goals right there.
yeah,
that's,
basically, yeah.
that's relationship goals. Yeah, I still haven't said Iris and Barry's relationship goals. This is relationship goals right there. You know?
I wouldn't. I don't think I would say that Felicity and Green and Oliver's would be. I would say relationship goals.
There's been a lot of static in that relationship. Like
Yeah.
I feel like their relationship occasionally it felt like they were getting together. Then there's a moment they broke apart. Then there was tension there. Then they got together. It was too much. Like when she got handicapped and she lost her legs, and then when she finally started walking again, she broke up with him, and then they ended up getting back together. But it was too much. I don't know. I always preferred the won't they, will they relationships. It always, keeps us at the edge of our toes, like trying to see like, are they gonna get together? Like that. I miss those. They don't do it
Um.
a lot.
Shaddy says, I'm jealous of those Funko Pops.
Yeah.
He wants to see all of them later. He might. He might
I'm not taking them all out. You crazy? Sorry, but I'm not crazy.
take the laptop.
I got them all stored. Look at that. It's
Nah, you should
ridiculous.
take the laptop with you with the light. But
Oh
later,
man.
later. Um. Yeah, their relationship is completely different than Superman and Lois, especially because this relationship's already established. They're married. They already gone through that phase, so we don't need to see them fall in love.
Yeah.
We just need. Well, they basically just said they're married. Here you go. They have kids. Figure
Yeah.
that out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then they just basically moved up until they kids realized, hey, my dad's Superman. How the hell am I gonna live with this?
Yeah. They're still like, working things out. I think they already accepted that he's Superman, and it's just at some point it's going to be about the kids trying to I'm wondering when Jordan's abilities are going to start kicking in again, cuz he's I mean, he's showing it in the football field, but I want to see more. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see how
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to get.
I think
I
Jonathan might get it too, though. just later
I yeah,
on.
I have a feeling at some point he might end up experiencing. He's probably just a little late. But I was also thinking, like, what made him? I mean,
It was anger, you know.
yeah, no, I was about General Lane's situation. I felt like I don't know if what he experienced that entire episode was enough to be like, yeah, we're gonna do this project code, 1134 or whatever. And then I just kept thinking, like, I don't feel like there was any motivation there unless Clark showed some type of, like, I don't know, like,
Like evilness.
yeah, I know, because right now he's showing that he's a loving father, and he's putting his family. I guess it's just It's kind of like how this guy felt that he ended up becoming Red Hulk
Mm,
because it felt like it was out of jealousy, like he wasn't the Hulk, and he felt like he needed to do something about that, so he became the Hulk. And I feel like that's what he sort of, even this guy, remember in the Justice League episode when this guy injected himself and he became like a massive monster
yeah,
with
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I know what you're
husks,
talking about. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he was fighting those, like, the old version, like Justice League, like the League members that were like not so important, but they fought back. Is because I mean he just wanted to stop Superman, and that was the whole premise of it.
It was Vigilante. It was the guy with the horse. Arthur. Is it Arthur?
Yeah, there was the cowboy, there
Cowboy,
was
which is
the guy with the
Vigilante.
horse that was there. Um, there was some other characters in there too that I can't remember.
Red Hulk. Was Kaka. He's pretty savage in the comics, okay?
Yeah.
But he can't be Green Hulk.
That's the one thing that Hulk has reached many levels of, like, who you know of being unbeatable, and th- this is why I always thought, in this, when DC versus Superman, and it's DC versus Marvel, there was the vote between who should win the fight, Hulk or Superman, and everybody voted for Superman. But during that time, Hulk was in between Banner and Hulk, so it was like I would understand why Superman took him down. He didn't have his full strength. But I think Hulk, if he would have been like Earthbreaker Hulk, I think he would have probably been Doomsday level powerful to take on Superman. But then again, Hulk, regardless of how destructive he is, he occasionally he has his limits, which kind of bothers me about sometimes writers have to sort of put a stop to it, so he won't become destructive enough to destroy the entire planet and everybody's dead. But then again, we get stories about Maestro, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I like where this season's going. There's just more to just more to wait. I guess it's kind of like it's taking its time. It's going slow you know, episode by episode is it's making you anticipate more of it because I don't know, for me it's the cinematography for me. You know what I'm saying? That's you capture
It's
moments like
good. It
that
has that. It
just
has a bit of
super
like a
high def.
Snyder feel to it,
Hmm?
like a Man of Steel Snyder
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind yeah,
And the
that
CGI is really great.
yeah, and I think that's why, because usually CGI looks better in sort of like a dark shade. Like it doesn't show as much as if it was like a much
Bright.
brighter
Yeah.
color. If it was more vibrant, then some of the details of the effects kind of shows itself a bit.
Yeah.
But it's every scene so far has been good. Like when he was like picking up the bridge, the bridge collapsing,
Oh, the
the
bridge,
fight
yeah.
between him and Lex, and all those fights were and those scenes were really good.
Trying to think. I know there was one scene where it was like, ooh, CGI bad there, but I don't. Oh, you know what I really do like is that every single it's so far it's been 2 episodes so far when either Lois or the kids do that press that button
Yeah,
and he's the only person that can hear that.
yeah,
Um I like that he whatever he's doing, he like whether he's dying from kryptonite, he pulls that shit out. When he's
yeah,
getting the shit beaten out of him, he just like says fuck this. I'm just tired of being a nice guy. Just becomes savage, whatever he does to get out of it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then just comes in and just rescues it. Just be like, oh, okay.
The funny thing is that he could have done that a long time ago. It's just, I guess, he wanted to go like Superman doesn't. He has his moments where he is straight. He is savage, where he just says, screw it. I'm going in. I'm gonna do whatever I can. But then it's like he limits himself because he knows how powerful he is and how it could how it could hurt others. But he just knocked everybody down once he did that slap. And I was like, see, this is how Superman should be. And in some moments where he needs to don't take your time, just do what you have to do, just get in, get out, and go you know
Kind of reminds me of
and
like Goku when he fights. He wants to start off as just regular, then Super Saiyan 2, you know what I'm saying? Like he goes up step by step.
like he tests himself when he fights all these villains.
Yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah.
think he was like that with Doomsday. He was, Doomsday was getting powerful as Superman was like giving him any hit. He was actually evolving as he was getting hit by every hit that Superman was hitting him with. So it was like, so so that's why I felt like he was very a good candidate, good character to put to go up against Superman during that time when he first came out. It was a character that was evolving, and at every minute, at every second that he was hit, he was not going to get affected by that hit anymore. Like if he was punched in the face, he would get knocked out. But as soon as if he got punched in the face again with that same punch, he was going to take it. So it was like it was good that it was there was a person like Superman that was able to to go after him because anybody else wouldn't have taken it. He would have probably killed everybody else. And I think that was, that's what Superman is always he always held back. And I think that's when in the Justice League episode when he fights Dark Side, when he said he always held back, and because you could take it, I'm gonna give you everything I got. And that's, I mean, I guess he's afraid to hurt others.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. Shady says the OG Hulk movie is the best, no cap. Dragon Ball Z equals caca butter trash. The fuck? Which Hulk movie are you talking about? The one where he fights Abomination or the one where
He
what does he
fights his
fight?
dad.
His fights dad.
Some but I don't know what his dad was. Uh Everybody was saying it felt like he was more like absorbing man, because he was able to absorb the ability, but it was like he's old, he's not the
Not gonna
absorbing
lie to
man.
you.
He's able to have those abilities, but it
I don't
wasn't a
remember.
great movie.
I
It was
don't
pretty bad.
I don't remember how he looked like for the ending of the fight. I just remember him in the desert, something like that, and then flashbacks to like him in his old house and stuff, and his dad. I don't know, just flashbacks of it. That's all I remember. The one where he fights like the army.
The only thing I take from that Hulk, the first Hulk movie, was the fact that
It's
every time Hulk was getting angry, he was getting bigger. That was the major thing. That was also one of the things in the comics that they took out that I felt like,
from the old
okay,
one,
this is Hulk.
the old movie.
And yeah, in the one with Eric Banner and Liv Tyler, no, not Liv Tyler, Jennifer Connelly played Betty.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, he every time he got angry, he got bigger. But in the Edward Norton version with when he fought Abomination, well, he stayed a certain size.
Yeah, he was just getting madder.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
but I
one where
felt
he
like
fights.
he was more defined as defined Hulk in like the way his tone, the way he looked, and how fit he was. Here, I feel like the Mark Ruffalo Hulk feels a bit bulky, like all mass, no cuts. You know
Okay. He doesn't he fight the army in both movies, my guy?
what Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Which one? Okay. Um, the one
he
2004, the one in 2000. What 2008 or 2009?
what the first Hulk with
No,
Eric
no, no,
Banner.
no, no. Edward Norton. It was 2008. Same
He
time that
came out the
Iron Man came
same
out.
year as Iron Man.
Yeah, so 2008.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that concludes Superman and Lois because we went off on a tangent. Went back to Marvel. And since we're in Marvel, we'll stay in Marvel. Winter Soldier and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Dude, that I got so pissed off. I felt I felt his pain at the end. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh man, what the?
I was like, oh hell no, they did not just do that to this man. It
I,
felt like the Adam Brashear Blue Marvels comic because basically in that comic in 1964 when he was fighting his alter ego, he basically his mask came off and everybody knew that he was a black man. Black
yeah,
basically a black Superman.
yeah,
And the Pentagon and the president, basically the president though, told him we love what you did and we're gonna honor it, but we need you to step down because you can't be the face of America in the 1964. And now I'm just like, yo, they basically kind of took that concept and just said, this is for Falcon, and here you go. We're gonna fucking do this crap on you, bro. And I was
yeah.
livid, but I'm like, this
It
is
was
great
it
storytelling.
was pretty heartbreaking, and I could see. Yeah, I felt his pain. Like when I saw his face, and I could see like years of like racist crap that he had to deal with growing up, and it's like, my god, they just threw it in his face by replacing, like, that's how I saw it. Like, it's just, so why, you know he passed the gauntlet to him, like, here,
Yeah,
this is. And then America felt like, yeah, we're not going to accept this regardless of our American hero giving you the shield. I think we got to give it to someone else. And then when I saw that dude's face, I already said, I don't like him. It
facts,
I just don't like
facts.
him.
I
It
didn't
felt like
know.
it felt like a doctor's regeneration going wrong. Like, it just, like it, like I was gonna be like, wait, I got to deal with a season for another version of this guy that I don't like. I don't know. He was like a cosplayer. He was like,
He
yeah,
does. He does look like a
he does. It was
cosplayer.
like he just wore the suit because they just like, here's a stand-in.
I have money. You know what? I'm gonna buy a budget Captain America suit and I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna go to San Diego and here you go. This is who I am. Then like you're hired.
Yeah,
Dude.
this is
Dude,
fun.
that's
But
crazy.
I feel like there might be a connection there with all these superpower abilities coming up and these people. So I think something's up with it. Eventually, he's gonna pop up.
Um did he die?
No, nobody said there was a funeral, because remember, the that dude said he was in the moon. Like, do you know if he's in the
I'm
moon?
like, yo, what if he's with Nick Fury?
There's no, if we're you think we're spoiling it for you guys, there's no spoilers. It's just a version. There's a spot there when they asked Falcon if he's on the moon, and he was
Eh,
taken to the moon. That's not even a spoiler. It was just funny. If he
That was
was, then I
funny.
would have, we would have said, yeah, they would have sent him to that planet or something. But
Um,
yeah, it was like some joke of where he's at because it seems like it the show is pretty much saying he's not dead, but they also saying that he's not around. That's pretty much it. Like he's just not
I
around.
think he kept it quiet.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think so. The kid that took that boot to the face. In the what's it called, that sequence where everyone's running around and the guy is wearing a
Yeah.
mask. He's supposed to be the next somewhat Falcon,
Mm.
and then he and then that's when Falcon becomes Captain America. So I'm thinking at the end of the season he gets the Captain American Falcon suit.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, I want to see you in that. Why are we not seeing you in this, man?
Yeah, I think that's what they're
But
they're
I think
trying
that's where they're
to
implying.
go with. I guess in I guess it's the politics of the world that we're living in. He's always been Captain America since day one. He's been pictured punching Hitler in the face
Yeah, yeah.
countless of times, and it's like now replacing him with, you know, Wilson is kind of like, I guess it's just he doesn't seem to be the face that America needs, which is kind of it's kind of messed up.
Hmm.
But I at some point things are going to change, and he's going to sort of step up at some point where it's going to be like, yeah, I'm the one that needs to place this dude. But is he? Hmm, no one really knows this character at all unless you've played uh Marvel's Superheroes versus Street Fighter. They never said if he was a U.S. agent.
No, no, but that's basically who it's supposed to be. Somebody said the name and who it's supposed to be.
His real name, like the
Yeah,
superhero's name.
yeah, 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 yeah.
1 second. Let me see.
Look at Instagram DM. Okay, since we're on a little break, I shall go to Instagram DM. Those who are not,
Let me see if it's my Marvel Encyclopedia. Let me see if it's dude's there. Under U.S. agents.
yeah, Edward Norton. That's I don't get don't spam me, motherfucker. You don't have to spam me. I just don't add notifications to my Instagram. But yeah, Edward Norton.
The guy's named John F. Walker.
Yeah, that's who it's supposed to be.
Yes, that dude. That dude right there.
Yeah.
Actor John F. Walker plays U.S. agent.
This guy has the encyclopedia. How much was that?
I think it was like, was it 50 when I bought it? It was like one of those book specials that you order, like, hey, buy five for a certain price, and then then they'll start sending you books that you don't want.
I
Yeah,
have a
but
Marvel
they have a
encyclopedia.
they have a revised version. I have to get the Marvel revised version and the DC revised version of it. It includes the new 52 information and the
I
new revised version of the DC
I
encyclopedia.
I have an old one. It's a Marvel's encyclopedia, but it doesn't have everybody. It's like much more thinner. It's not like a frolic big book, the Bible or
Yeah.
something like that. This guy got it off the floor. Shit, man, we live in struggle times, Shaddy. Sorry it glitched 5 times. No, it's good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, what were we saying? Um, and then with Winter Soldier going to therapy, I think it's interesting. But when he has that nightmare, and then he's talking to the guy at the bar, and then we're just like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Trying to do a good thing for the dad, because he kills his son in his nightmare, which happened when he was a Winter Soldier. And then he's talking to the dad at the bar. He meets the girl and all that. it gets to him. He's about to go and tell him, but he doesn't. Instead, he pays for food that he needed to pay a long time ago or something like that. Um, well, I like that they're touching on that. It's hard to say if that's it is PTSD, but it's also like a memory wipe. I don't know. I'm not a therapist.
Yeah, and yeah, it's it was kind of heartbreaking. I was enjoying the scenes with Bucky. You know, especially the therapist scene when it was like, yeah, let me get your phone, and then he gives her the phone, and it's like there's only 10 numbers here, and you're not even responding to Sam. The only person you've called is me. And what was it? That's sad.
That's
And I was like cracking up, and I was like, wow, she just like put him on his spot. It is just, but it's like it's, and she was like, yeah, I've known you for so long to know that you're lying to me, like, you know, which is really cool, you know, and I, you know, I kind of understand because it would be, you know, there's a lot of things that the movies can't tell you. They have to like, you know, everything is like a certain step. Like here, it's like instead of like movies sort of run, TV shows take their pace. Like they have a certain pace. So I feel like that's, you know, you're starting to understand like who these characters are a little bit more. And I
yeah,
kind of wish in some way if each of the characters in Avengers had a show, you know, like to understand, like to see how they were dealing, because in this bringing up Iron Man too, like he was dealing with his alcoholism because he was also being affected by the technology that he had in his chest, and it was going through his veins, and it was slowly like killing
killing him.
him, and he needed a suitable energy source. So it was like, what if we would have saw that on the show, like him like looking for it and trying to find a way to like save his own life, and you know, trying to like, but I don't know. I think the show and showing us like what's going on with Bucky is really helping out. Learning about the characters.
Yeah,
I want to see some more.
agree with you on that. There's like we didn't even know much about. It's interesting that they brought Falcon personal life and her sister and his nephews and all that,
Yeah,
and then their struggle with like maintaining the family business up, and then struggling with the fact that he can't get a loan because he's been gone for 5 years and he just came back from the blip.
yeah.
So it's interesting how that went, how that's going.
Yeah, it's cool that, you know, we hearing about the blip, and it's and people rich coming back, and how it, you know, they're really like not I can't say they're dragging the whole idea of the blip, but it's you could see like how it affected everyone that had gone through it.
It's a
You know,
continuation. Yeah,
coming back 5 years later, and people have died, or you know, people have lost jobs, you know, and so I like that whole concept of how it affected the many people, the people that disappeared.
I like how they're
Like
not
now,
forgetting about it. It's a continuation. Like it's and
yeah,
it's catastrophic, I guess, in a sense, because it's
yeah,
like a lot of people left and it came back. How
yeah,
does the world manage? We were even asking like, how does the world manage now? Because like people, you know, they left and their significant other basically went to go love someone else because they never thought that the person would come back after the 5 year blip. We might even
yeah,
see that in like one of the episodes. Who knows? But
yeah,
also like it's a continuation. I like that it's there. It's in the background,
yeah,
and it affected Falcon.
yeah.
So that's what I like about it. Shaddy says, ask Joey if he has any of the Stanley Funko Pop.
No,
No?
it was difficult. I remember walking into this place, and I didn't even I forgot where it was, and I was just looking in there at Funko Pops, and it was behind like two glasses, and I was looking, and it was pretty far. but
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. It was a gold. It was a gold Funko Pop signed by Stan Lee, and I saw it. And I was like, I could guarantee you that my check, I would have been broke if I would have left out of that place with that Stan Lee. Yeah.
Hold up. He sent me a thing a long time ago, but he sent me a weird Stan Lee can. I don't know if you still have that one, Daddy. Stan Lee can. You know which one I'm talking about? But I always wanted a Funko Pop Stan Lee one.
They're doing the ones with the graffiti. The one is like it's all full graffiti. Like it has the back like a brick wall, but it also has the Funko in front of the brick wall. But it looks like it's all been
Oh,
graffiti.
gotcha.
They have a Daredevil one, and I think they have a Miles Morales,
They should
and
have
then
a Miles Morales one with
they
the
also have
graffiti.
a Stan Lee one.
That'd be cool.
The one I want is from the toy company Minico, where it's remember
Mini.
Minico, yeah, from the Superman that I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have one with Stan Lee, like he's on a chair, and he's like standing like this, and he's looking back, and then the chair says Stan Lee on it. It's like
Oh,
this tiny, and there's it's in FAO Schwartz in near
Fifth Ave.
Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. No,
They have them
not
there.
there anymore. It's like did they move?
No, FAO Schwartz is still there. The one that's in Rockefeller Center.
Oh yeah. The other one
Yeah.
I'm thinking about was at the Apple store. Yeah. Right. Sorry, dude. I haven't been there in a while. Oh my fucking god! Why didn't you buy it for me? Which one are you talking about? The Stan Lee one, my guy? I didn't even have it. No, I didn't buy the Stan Lee can. I'm just talking about it with him. Um, yeah, I'm excited for this season, for this series. I was like, how are they going to do or make? They should have done. This is what I was thinking. I was like, they should have brought Winter Soldier and Falcon, and then WandaVision. But then I'm like, oh, okay. So they're going to start with social injustice, and they're bringing that into the show. I haven't seen any negative um reviews about it because I've been seeing like, whoa, can't believe they're actually doing this, and they're gonna talk about it and do it and write about it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
start with the Falcon, and so smart, so smart. But I was
Yeah.
livid, and they did a good job on that.
You know, it was funny how many people have died in the beginning of that episode, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, isn't he like
A
the
good guy.
hero?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he? Yeah. So a lot of people were like, it was kind of weird to me. I don't know, because I felt like there was many times where like the hero always, regardless of if he was able to save the villain, or or the bad guy or whatever, he would do it. But then again, we've seen so many Marvel movies. None of the villains ever make it at the end.
Yeah.
Only a few.
Like I really, yeah, I was paying attention how they would like kick the hell or even let the what's it called, the rockets kill the guys in the helicopter. But I
Yeah,
like that they didn't kill Pierre, the actor. Basically the guy that did the kicking and everything in the Winter Soldier movie, and then came back for this episode.
yeah.
Yeah. This is the one I'm talking about. I will alert you right now. This is hella weird, and I don't know why they did this. Sorry, Joey, but I saw it.
What?
Now you have to see it.
What the hell?
That is a Toy Nick Stan Lee Soda's final can. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. No, I was joking to Joey about the Stan Lee signed Funko Pop. Oh, you're saying, oh, why didn't you buy it? Wonder how much. How much was it?
I
Or do
don't
you
know. I
know?
didn't
You
ask.
didn't ask.
I just know that it was. All I thought it was like I'm not. I just like saw it and I was like, I know if I ask for that price, it's just gonna be something that I can't afford. I see this Funko Pops usually go up for a pretty expensive price after a while.
When I went to Comic Con 2016, there was a they were doing because they do like limited Funko Pops, but this one had the Batman 1760. It was the Adam
Yeah.
West Batmobile, and it had
Mm.
Batman Adam West. And I was like, Adam West is in Comic Con. If I buy this and get him signed, oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, now they're gonna have much larger Funko boxes though, but it's gonna be, I believe, the like the cover of the comic book that they first came out of, and
Mm,
then the Funko of the character.
that'd be
They
cool.
showed the Superman action comic, and then they have Superman action comic design Funko. So it's
That'd
like a
be sweet.
huge box like that. It's gonna be like comic size, which with a little Funko on the side. And I saw a huge. My son is most of the Funko Pops that I have in the background are also Pokemon, but those are my sons. Like I've been
Mm,
buying them all the Pokemon characters that have been coming out. And I went to a GameStop just recently, and there was a Funko Pop about, I don't know, I have to say like 3 feet tall
that,
of Pikachu.
bruh.
Like, where do I put that if I would have bought it? Like,
How much was it?
it was, I
60?
think it was 50 something. I think probably a little bit more. If I could remember, but it was like that tall, and they had a huge box. Not like it was just in the box, but it didn't have like the plastic casing as if like you could see through it. It was just a huge freaking Pikachu Funko. And I was like, wow, that's I don't know how I would get out of GameStop with that or in a bus,
Jeez.
you know. I'll have to take a cab, and even the cab will probably be like, yeah, you need a van.
Oh, by the way, should I cop that Deadpool and Spider Man Funko Pop? So he asked me he should buy a Deadpool a long time ago. I said yes, and he bought it. But there's another Deadpool that he sent me. Oh, it's a Deadpool with Cable on it. I don't know if you can see
Ooh.
that one.
Oh yeah. That's
And
from the film, right? When
yeah,
they
that's
do
from the
the
film. And then there's the other one with Venom on it.
Oh. Yeah. I love when they do like the scenes from certain like some of the clips from comics and stuff like that. They did Voldemort in, I think, Voldemort and Harry Potter.
Voldemort.
And they also did the Pennywise and Georgie,
Oh my
where he's
god.
actually looking in the sewer.
Why is
It's
the
funny.
Deadpool and Cable 15 but the Venom and Spider Man 40?
I guess it's a classic.
Ish.
Oh, hard
Joey's
to
a
find.
Joey's a daddy? Yeah. Guess how old Joey is, my guy?
Hmm.
People be surprised. This
There's no prizes. I'm sorry.
surprise.
One day
Ah,
it will be
this fucking guy.
sweepstakes.
Um oh, he saw the one from GameStop. It's huge. Oh, he knows which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that thing's humongous.
He's not 23.
My prized possession Funko, I think, because I'm a big fan of Nightcrawler,
Cuz he's a
is
big fan of Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. Let me tell you why. Because Funko never made a Nightcrawler Funko until now. Of the many Funkos that they've created of every X-Men, Nightcrawler, this was the first Nightcrawler. Also, GameStop, no, Hot Topics also came out with a Nightcrawler based on the Alan Cummings X-Men 2
Apocalypse?
Nightcrawler. They never came out with one. And this is the first one that they brought in of Nightcrawler. You could look everywhere. You're never going to find another Nightcrawler. They never did one. There's people who actually made them because you were able to buy the white one, or they ended up getting another Funko of a character and then repainting it and turning it into Nightcrawler.
I'll give you one more guess, Shadi. But no, he's not 23. Says you look hella young. He looks younger than I do. You get ID'd. I haven't gotten ID.
I got an ID. I could
No,
tell
no,
you
no.
one
You got
thing.
ID'd. Like
Oh,
went to a bar.
let me tell you one thing.
This man said,
I'm gonna be. If you could see like the reverse, I'm gonna be that number this year.
"Be 39, my guy."
Yep.
Joe Jose, why do you look like you would be Joey's dad? Look like an old man, man. To sleep, man. Took out my glasses and I look sleepier. Yeah, but going back to the show, man, I'm liking it. First episode got me shook. First episode got me hype, but first episode also got me sad. Like,
I can't. No, I can't wait for them to finally meet up and start working together. I want to see that dynamic.
did you see the new trailer that came out with them?
The one when they're arguing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that. I saw it like quite a few times. That I felt the oh man, like the act. There's a meme that they have of the like his face when he tells him that when he says that a wizard a
Other one.
sorcerer is a wizard without a hat,
Yeah.
and then he gets that face. They have where it said somebody put a meme saying Tony should have killed me.
That's
He
funny.
said he should have Captain should have let Tony kill me.
Dude, that makes sense though, right?
What, the wizards?
Yeah.
Sort of, because all wizards are always having hats. Even in Harry Potter, they're always considered wizards, but they occasionally they have a hat that they had to use, but they don't really use it in the show,
In the
in the
movie?
in the in the movie.
No.
Hmm.
He says you're almost 40. What the fuck? That's crazy. I know. What I said when I fucking first met him. I was like, you're 30. What? Man, look like he's
Yeah, I was
25,
in
26.
yeah, I was early 30s when I first met Jose. And then I'm in my late 30s and doing this podcast.
You're old son bitch. What I gotta say.
Yeah.
Um. All
Old.
right. Oh, yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
old and I am young. If you don't see, look at all those graphic novels I have.
It has
It's
more
a
books than
lot.
I do.
Some of them I don't even read yet. I haven't read yet, and I have the entire volume of Sandman. I haven't even read it.
This guy.
I was thinking about getting the audio book. It actually won an award, the audio book of Sandman,
Oh, really?
and I want to get it. I wanted to get it in Audible, but I wanted to get it like the disc and just have it.
The guy, I forgot his name, that was in the Good Omens. He does the voice for Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
does Lucifer.
Okay, okay, okay.
And Jace McAvoy does Morpheus, Sandman. Kat Dennings, she plays Death. Um, Egerton, I forgot his first name. He was the one that played Elton John in that based on the true story
Oh,
movie.
okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
He plays Constantine.
Dude,
Yeah,
you gotta do videos on the Sandman since you got that book, bro.
yeah.
Send me
And
clips.
right now they're planning. They're already doing the Netflix
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
actually, they haven't found most of the actors yet, but they casted as Lucifer as a female actress. She's also
Interesting.
was in Game of Thrones. A huge blonde. I know you know because she's huge and she's blonde. She was like that huge female blonde that it's from Game of Thrones.
Never seen Game of Thrones.
Well, she was also I don't know. I think she was in Star Wars.
Oh,
I think it was in the first
oh,
Force Awakens. I
was
think.
she the was she the kind of
I
like
think it was a
aluminum
Silver
stormtrooper?
Soldier.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah. I know who you're
yeah
talking about. Okay, okay, okay. Her.
yeah
Okay, okay. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
Which is funny because the design for Lucifer when he was first designed was supposed to look like David Bowie from back in the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That I know.
And he's still kind of designed that way.
What?
Constantine's design is Sting. from the band Sting.
And who's
Police.
playing Sting? Do you know? I mean, who's playing Sting? Who's playing Constantine?
No, they haven't picked anybody else
Why
to
don't they
play. They
bring
haven't
back
picked
this
anybody.
guy?
I don't know. They he doesn't want to connect them. I guess they were talking about whether or not Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer in the show Lucifer, could come in, but he's like, he's already going through a story. It's like I can't bring him here, and
Is he?
include him in our universe when he is in universe. He already has a story that's already been built. But then Neil Gaiman said that he wants to make it more relevant now because that comic book was done like in the early 80s. So he's trying to make it relevant to now with the 2000s. So I guess that's why he's changing certain things. Even though the comic book starts like in the 1900s, 1800s.
Hmm. That's interesting. This fucking guy wants me to show you some. I hate you so much, Shaddy. Man made a meme out of me.
Wow. You
Fucking
forgot the
guy.
sombrero.
Got the sombrero, my guy. Do it right. Um. Yeah, I think you should do the if you have the book, man. You should do the you should do like 1 minute clips, something crazy, something cool, something cynical. That'd be great, and I could just edit it in.
Mm.
Could even send me the photos, not the, I don't know, maybe I don't know. We'll talk about it later. All right, I think we have reached the Winter Soldier end finale because now we're talking about DC again. It's weird. We talk about DC, we move to Marvel. We talk about Marvel, then we move to DC.
Because it's
All connected, man.
yeah, it's what we've been waiting for the past since Joss Whedon came out with that film.
5 years, 5 years of waiting for the Justice Snyder cut. The definition of
It
why we were
it's it
waiting for it.
says a lot about the voices of the fans that what they're capable of doing. Finally, WB kind of just said, "Oh, let's just go give it to them," and he didn't get money out of it. They
Look,
spent all that money to make that film, and he didn't take an ounce of it.
$20 million to reshoot, do more production on it, to work on it. Did you like the 4:3 ratio?
It was odd to me
It was
why
odd to
he
me
did
for
it
the
that
first
way.
10 minutes. Then I got used to it.
Yeah, no, I in the beginning when he does the scream and I'm like, oh no, why is it like this? Did I click on the wrong video? And then I kept watching it and I was like, eh, I don't care anymore. Like it didn't really bother me.
Was that in the original one, in the Whedon cut too, when he yells? No, right?
No. He did that stupid video where the kids are like, hey, it's Superman. It's like the
Mm.
S is coiled around my body because it's a snake. And I was and that what was removed from the Snyder cut, which I enjoyed the Snyder cut. I felt like,
Oh my god.
you know,
It was
that
so
shockwave, like
it was impactful because it was like you basically a scream of God or a scream of a demigod going around the world, and it woke up the mother box. It was like a shockwave
yeah.
everywhere. It was so good. It was just like, how do you say it? It's not philosophical. If say the word, I can't say the word philosophy, but it's the other one. Philosophical. Let's say this goddamn word. Philosophical. Philosophical. Yo, I can't say this word.
Oh man, you're
Anyways,
gonna
it
yeah.
had meaning towards it.
This is a new meme
This
now.
is a new meme. Uh, he it was it sent like a message. It was just so inspiring of like a death of this person that everyone loved and everyone like was behind because of his greatness, his kindness, his Jesus, what's the word? Just being Superman, basically.
Yeah.
And then to kill him off, and then to yell and sending shockwaves to everybody and everything, the mother boxes, waking them up.
Yeah.
And I like that they used that because it was like the Kryptonian died, so the mother boxes have opened or have been woken up. But it's weird because the mother boxes weren't there when he was there a long time ago. So I guess it was his scream that just like opened them up. Wasn't
Mm.
a
I mean,
strong
they
wave
yeah, man,
frequency.
they were all in their place, and I guess he was the one thing that was sort of he was the one. I don't think I don't know. I guess unless man, it's a bit confusing. It's a little bit off if that was what caused Steppenwolf to come in, you know. But then that means that they knew about Clark all along, that he was on Earth, and they were just waiting for him to just simply disappear or die in order for him to come in and get it. But but then you hear, he found the what he's been looking for. Then, and remember Justice League when he was looking for the anti-life equation.
Yeah, and that was really heavy on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Anti-life equation was heavy on basically it was similar to me of Infinity Stone, you know? But this
yeah,
was like it's on Earth. It's nowhere else. So I was like, is it on Earth? Because that's new to me. Never knew that it was on Earth. Thought it was like in a different galaxy or something. Kind of like a
yeah,
wall. Because you remember in the animated series how like there was a huge wall in this in
yeah.
the
And
solar
only
system
somebody with the highest intelligence was able to go there. So Lex Luthor was the only one
that
smart enough
somehow
to
like
go in.
went, yeah, but it was because of what was the guy from Mobius
Yeah,
that led him there? Yeah, which was interesting.
because he was trying to warn Lex a long time ago. It's like you're doing something wrong and you're gonna like screw things up.
Yeah,
But he didn't want to listen because he wanted to bring Brainiac.
this fucking guy, this fucking guy, this fucking
Oh my gosh.
guy has the Hulk on it, bro. There's something else. There's something else. I fucking can't stand you. Um, but yeah, the movie was 4 hours long. It felt long for me.
It
And when
felt
they
long
hit
to
the,
you?
it felt long to me.
I
Like
don't
I
know.
was there with my girl, and I was just like, "Damn, this movie is long." But I was like, just watching it because I was happy. I was like, "This is entertaining."
Yeah, there was just it was nonstop action. Like everything was just on point. It was like clockwork. It was like going,
Mm-hmm.
going, 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 going,
But the
going.
storytelling was really good. They
Yeah,
focused a lot on Superman, Cyborg, and Flash more than it did in the
I.
last one.
It redeemed the original Justice League, but it also redeemed Batman versus Superman. I felt that there was a lot. I've seen the director's cut version of Batman versus Superman
Much better.
and enjoyed that one better than the original.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody likes the Batman versus Superman,
But
but
they never saw the director's cut because the director's cut it answered the questions that were cut out from the theatrical release. It's so stupid.
yeah, but I felt like the Batman versus Superman had a slow pace of movement until it
Mm,
like reached to the end.
right.
It was like literally like crawling through, until you got into the action, and that's when everything started, getting better. But I think for being a 4-hour movie, it was enjoyable from from beginning to end. They fleshed out the story of Flash. They fleshed out the story of Cyborg. and beautifully, by the way, that they did a hell of a good job with Cyborg's origin. I enjoyed every minute of it. Like I started
Sheesh.
tearing up in those scenes. There was some scenes that,
I
like,
was holding back, but it was
yeah,
good.
yeah, you know, like the
Can't spoil it. That'll be next week. We're gonna spoil the hell out of it because we gotta. I think we gotta rewatch it. We gotta rewatch it together, bro.
yeah, we should. And like pick on our favorite, or we pick up our favorite clips, then talk about it. Why, and take our like us, we take a certain amount of clips and then we sort of talk about those specific clips that we enjoyed,
Okay.
or clips that people may ask questions about, like why is this.
Yeah. I got you. We should do that. Um.
Why did Martian Manhunter turn into a
Stop the
monster?
spoils, man. Spoils. Spoilers. This fucking guy. Spoilers. Fucking guy was ruining it for me. I was like, what the fuck? And then not just you, my cousin too. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And I was like, fucking, it's Green Lantern, isn't it? Well, we did see a Green Lantern, which was from the
Yeah.
story that
I
we
I
saw in
I
the
like I
was
like that idea. Like, yeah, the thing is, it's
Savage.
just
The way he was fucking killed.
yeah. But again, look at Flashpoint Paradox comic.
Yeah, I was
The
thinking that too.
Mira's head got decapitated. So it's like, how is it any different
Did you watch
from
the
what?
animated movie too?
Yeah,
The one that
and
ended
even the
everything.
animated movie, she freaking
No,
lifted
no, no,
up
no,
her
no, no, no.
head.
I'm talking about the ending to all that.
What?
It was the ending to every of the 52 that they did the movies, and then it was after
The
all that.
Apocalypse. What was it? The Apocalypse War, was it?
Yeah. That's the
Apocalypse?
one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the yeah. Like that was even more like they hit that like crazy. How savage.
No, it's the thing is that I
So if you
guess it's
watched,
that I guess that Warner Brothers wants to be wants movies to be more bubblegum. Like,
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, it's sweet and nice, like Marvel is, because, Marvel has to sort of be a little clean, you know? They could say shit and probably you could give the finger or whatever, but it's like they have to be clean enough for Disney to accept. Because if it's too extreme where there's a decapitation, Disney is going to, you know, stop it. Then be like, nah, we can't do this. So it's like everything has to be sort of like clean cut for Disney. As for WB, wanted that too. They wanted humor. They wanted to, so it could be appealing for the younger viewers. But they need to read comic books to understand that at the time, most of these people were killed. There was like blood all over the place. Death of Superman. It's a massacre. There was a scene where, when in Flashpoint Paradox, Mira's head got cut off. Um, there was Batman when he was trying to resurrect Damian after he died. He was trying all possibilities and been even trying to find a way like how Frankenstein was in the series, because during the New 52 it was very weird, and there was Frankenstein was there for some strange reason, and they were trying to figure out, trying to use his how he's alive to try to bring Damien back. Um, what other violent scenes? Oh, uh, one of the deaths, Green Lantern, his girlfriend, Kyle Reiner's girlfriend, was killed and murdered and stuffed in a refrigerator. So, I mean, how is, and even Identity Crisis, that story. Remember that? The rape scene, the freaking murder of Sue Dibney, all these characters, and it's like, WB is like, we can't have it too dark. And that's how, like, we could do, Batman could be dark, but Superman can't hit that level, which I understand. But when it come together, there's a lot of violence. Superman kind of separates it. Most Superman comics kind of separates itself from a lot of the violence and blood and gore. But again, WB, man, they need to like stand back and let the directors do what they're planning to do.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Papi Muñaño, this fucking guy. This movie was storytelling. Re, it was, I think, the most. I don't know, because I know there's movies out there that the executives gave the directors anything and everything they wanted for and beyond.
Yeah.
This was one of them. And everyone thought that, well, a lot of people thought that this movie was gonna not be great. I think it was.
And a lot
Now,
of them were
it
still
has a
thinking
little
that
bit
it,
of a flaw.
huh?
There's a little bit of a flaw here and there.
Yeah,
A
but not
lot of
as
slow
much as the
moments.
Whedon version.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, the
no,
Whedon.
compared to the Whedon, nah, this one
Yeah, and
top.
the funny thing is that when I see, when I see the Snyder cut, I noticed the scenes that were removed, that Joss Whedon did and added, and and the dialogue, like whole Batman, Bruce Wayne talking to Alfred saying Superman was the beacon to the world, that was removed. you know um
The Flash, where he doesn't know what to do and how doesn't know, like, never fought anybody. Basically, he does say that, but he doesn't. But Batman doesn't direct him to, like, take the guys
yeah, he was like
one by
save
one by
one.
one. Yeah,
Say he didn't It didn't
that
seem
was
like
so.
he was being a father figure
Yeah, that was kind of weird
there.
for me.
Yeah. He didn't seem like a father figure. Like he just picked, he got him part of the team. He was part of the team or whatever. But he said he didn't fight before, but still he gave it his all. He did whatever he was able to do to stop the bad, the what is it? The demons.
Yeah.
What are their names? I cannot believe I forgot.
Uh,
Parademons.
alright.
There you go.
The cut was just great. I don't know what else without spoiling it. And 4 hours, it was worth it. I really really want to rewatch it again. I just don't know when and how. When we should rewatch it together though. Um,
I know you
yeah.
checked every time when they said 6198. What
Oh
was it?
yeah,
Six
yeah,
one
yeah.
nine
I
eight
was
two.
like, what the
Six
fuck
one
is
nine eight
that?
six.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck was that? I mean, then it was like it was a
The
cube and like where it was and the thing that they put it in. But
the
there was
origin of that's the date, that's the month and year of the original cyborg origin comic.
oh,
I think his
okay,
first appearance.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, they know how to do
Yeah.
Easter eggs good too, man.
Yeah, the crazy thing is there wasn't a lot of them, but they there was also that major Easter egg at the end when um they introduced him in the beginning of the film, but we never get to know who he is unless you do your research of who the Asian character is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In Adam, his name.
Yeah, it's the Atom.
Yeah, but what was his name?
Something,
Oh,
was it something Choi?
Choi. Yeah, but he's the Atom, and then at the end, he's the was it director or lead scientist
He ends up
for the
being part of he ends up owning
nanotechnology.
the Star Labs, but
Yeah,
it says he's head of the nanotechnology. So it's like when he said that, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, like nanotech.
technology. Let's go. Um. Oh man, we gotta have a talk about the epilogue next week, man. Cause the epilogue,
Yeah,
the epilogue.
I know. Ah, 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 ah.
My girl did not like not like Jared Leto at all. She didn't even like Lex Luthor, especially since we're watching Smallville. She was like, I don't like. I was
Yeah,
like, I don't like him either.
my girl's she likes my girl likes Grant Gustin, and so seeing Ezra Miller as Flash is like I always separate all the characters because it's like I'm a geek. I have to because if I end up focusing on like,
One,
oh,
it's
who's a better
gonna
Superman,
piss
it's
me
like
off.
this is how how I feel about certain things. So it's like she's like I like Grant Gustin better. It's all right. It's not like it, and it's a and she fell in love with Henry Cavill's Superman and that scene when he first pops up.
Oh, without the shirt
No,
when he
with the
yells.
axe. The scene with the axe.
Oh, dang.
When he's about to slash Cyborg and he
Oh,
pops up.
dude, with the axe, it was fucking savage, bro. This man did not even flinch at all. Took that shit. Shit, I was like, yo, Stormbreaker. I want to see that, but I was like, nah, because Stormbreaker's Uru, Magic Uru, not gonna happen. That shit
Yeah.
will fucking dagger. Night. But yo, I was like, and the black suit and
Yeah.
everything.
That suit was official. It was beautiful. Oh man.
Oh, and they didn't show the nightmare scene that we saw in Whedon's cut. We saw the nightmare after
Which nightmare? Which scene?
when Flash is running. It's Lois. He talks about it, but we don't
No, but it
see
was
it.
in Batman versus Superman.
Oh, that was in Batman.
Yeah.
And we also saw another nightmare scene in Batman versus Superman.
In Batman versus Superman, there was
The
the
apocalypse.
nightmare. He had the nightmare where he was looking for kryptonite and then all the parademons attacked him and he
Okay,
was
okay,
trying to
so
get
that
away.
that did happen. Okay,
And
okay.
then when he wakes up, that's when he says Lois is the key, which
And then it
I
happens
also
again.
had to explain to my girlfriend like 3 times why Lois is the key. But then this when I was thinking about Lois and the key, I was thinking about Injustice.
Thinking about that too.
Yeah, but also somebody put the definition of what the anti-life equation is, and it says it's capable of altering somebody's mind and enslaving them. So there's a possibility that he ends up Darkseid somehow manages to get the anti-life equation and using it against and using it on Superman and controlling him. But then again, even but the thing is, it's like to work with. He has to. It's one thing to, you know, be evil because you lost the woman of your. You're gonna blame Batman for, you know, for losing the love of your life. But to work with the villain that is ready to destroy the planet, it has to be mind control. And even in the comic books, it always had that.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
remember when Batman gave him or Superman gave him the bullet, and he
Mm-hmm.
says, "You're the only one I could trust if I'm get controlled. If somebody controls me."
I've been with Poison Ivy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that one. I know.
yeah.
Even
So
having
pretty
it,
much,
did that happen in the animated series? Because remember he becomes one with Darkseid, like goes on his side. Supergirl makes robotic clones of Superman and Clark. Then they
I
come
don't
in and
remember that.
invade.
What I'm thinking about is what was it? Justice League War. What was it? No, it wasn't Justice League War. Justice League Doom. When
Yeah.
they had to do the when they took Batman's files and they found all the weaknesses of each member of the Justice League, and Batman was shot in the chest.
Yeah, yeah.
By who was it? Who was it? Shot him in the chest.
Was it
Was it
Slade?
Metallo? No, it wasn't Metallo. Who was it?
Wait, in War,
No, in
where
Doom.
where he gets shot in the chest? Superman. That's
It was Justice
Metallo.
League Doom. It was
Yeah,
Doom.
Metallo.
It had yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
Metallo.
Metallo.
Okay.
Yeah. Next week we will talk about spoilers. We will watch the movie. We will take down notes more. Maybe find the Easter egg that probably no one has found out yet. I feel like there is an Easter egg that we haven't seen. So
The one thing that
I
let's
really
get serious here because of with the whole mental illness thing. Probably be it's not even a spoiler, but at the end Zack Snyder dedicated to Autumn, which is his adoptive daughter who passed away. She committed suicide. So there's a scene the scene when Ben Affleck picks up Flash and he leaves, like he picks him up from his house, which is also in the Joss Whedon version. But the thing is, it's like that scene, there's a part where there's a giant billboard and it says you're not alone. And it's from a suicide prevention. And I guess, you might not think of it, but if you hear about the backstory of Snyder, then you know that you start to realize that, oh, that's what he was trying to imply. Like, you're not alone for people who might be dealing with mental illness, or it's a suicide prevention hotline. So he dedicated it to his daughter Autumn, who committed suicide during his filming of Justice League, which when he decided to go in hiatus because to mourn the his daughter, that's when they gave it to Joss Whedon, and he decided they WB decided to have them finish the film. So you know, so when you see the film and it says Autumn and at the end of it, then you know what I was talking about. So it's so I think his her favorite song, he also Snyder mentioned it. I think I forgot what's the first I think it's the last song that pops up at the end of the end credits. I'm not sure. But one of the songs he ends up
Hallelujah.
putting in the film. Yeah, I believe so. That was
Yeah.
his daughter's favorite song. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I know you got a little deep there, but it's he was it's crazy, what he had to deal with, and he dedicated it to his daughter because pretty much during that time when his daughter passed away, he was still working on the film, and at some point, I guess it was just it was way too heavy for him to deal with, and at some point he had to get out of it. Um, I feel like there's a lot more behind that, not the suicide, but what Warner Brothers did to him in regards to like, oh, we're gonna go another way. It's too dark, and I felt like to leave to mourn for his daughter was their way of like sort of like, here, he's away, let's bring somebody in now, you know which I don't know, I might be wrong and whatever, but I think that it's felt like it was one of the reasons that it was like, he's away now, he's mourning his daughter's death. I feel like we need to bring somebody else, make this more lighthearted film instead of being it's as dark as what Snyder was trying to create.
yeah, I
But
agree with you. It's a big mistake of what they did, but now they see the end result of what happened 5 years later.
yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, Rotten Tomatoes actually, you could yeah, wait, let me see if I find it. Rotten Tomatoes. Come on,
Is
Rotten.
the fourth of
Come on,
Feb,
Rotten.
Major Left, hallelujah. Mhm.
Oh, an Easter egg. Shit, that was gonna be difficult. Wait for it.
Ben Parker. Ah, wow. That's
It's like he ran out of names.
basically.
Oh, um, he was gonna add a Green Lantern at the end.
Mm-hmm. They
Before
told
he
him
was
not
gonna,
to.
yeah, which is messed up because he wanted John Stewart.
But here's the thing. Kind of felt generic of how the conversation ends up with Bruce and ooh, spoilers. Because this didn't sound like it was right, so they kind of wrote a really quick
Yeah,
script at
it
the end.
felt off, and I there was something that what threw me off was
But
when that person mentioned his mom and dad would be proud, and I was like, you know them,
yeah,
that's. But then again, I think even if it was, you know, who originally was going to be placed there, even that dialogue would have been odd.
it would have been two. It would have been both. It
Oh man, I can't find it. That sucks.
would have been both, my guy. That would. I love the design though. Not gonna lie, love it. Yeah, it was so much. It was a bit better than what we see in Supergirl. We'll say that. So yeah. But this concludes this podcast. So yay! Did a pretty good job on this one. I like this. We talked about a lot of mental health stuff and our reviews and the way it's going to go with Winter Soldiers, Superman and Lois, and Falcon. And I just think that this is this these 20 this 15 years so far is a is a golden age of for us as geeks, as nerds, as comic book readers.
Huh?
Love the franchise. What is this? Next time.
74
It's better than fucking Whedon.
and 97. Look, and this is. Let me go find the original.
But um this is the golden age of superheroes on TV and on film. So I think that this concludes this episode, right, Kai? Joey?
All right, guys.
No,
Uh,
I'm asking you. Yeah,
what?
this
I
concludes
thought you
this
wanted me to
episode.
close. I
Oh,
wasn't
you want
paying
to close?
attention.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, go ahead. Close.
No, but what did you ask me?
Uh,
Golden Age or
Oh yeah,
something?
is this the golden age of
To be honest, I hope so because he's not gonna go back. He says he's not gonna go back to it. I don't know. And I would like to see like his vision to see what he was planning to do. Even though
well,
he was talking about it and
what they were trying
you
to
know.
do was the Apocalypse War, the one that came out in the cartoon.
Mm,
That's what the whole end game was supposed to be.
yeah,
For us,
but
that's the end game.
let's see because right now with with the Flash movie coming out, let's see how this is gonna be. I felt like this is this really redeemed Flash's character from the original Joss Whedon version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt more sympathetic for him in those scenes. Like I don't know, there was like that scene when he got shot in the side, and
Bro, I was
oh
like, chill,
yeah,
don't.
I was kind of almost hard, like I'm ready to cry. Like I was like, oh my god, like the way he was like acting that scene, like he was like my breath, like he was like literally trying to catch his breath, and it was like, oh man, come on, you know. And then that thing happens, but you know, no spoilers.
And then
Uh, Anyway, guys, if just watch the film, I know it's 4 hours, but honestly, it didn't feel like 4 hours, and it was just nonstop action. Like it was good. The story was good. There was heartwarming parts. I think it was it redeemed itself. It redeemed itself. So it's good to watch it. Let's go watch it.
I will
And
say though, there was a lot of singing in this movie, especially when Wonder Woman came in. Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was. There was little complaints about that, and I was like, who cares? It's
I was
music.
like,
She was still kicking ass.
it's a little too much, but whatever, whatever.
Yeah, that. My before we close, what threw me off was when it's not a spoiler. It wasn't a Joss Whedon version. When he leaves into the ocean and these girls are singing, and they start smelling his sweater.
I was like, what the
It was like
fuck
that.
are we
It was like they
watching?
grabbed his sweater and they started like she started smelling it, and it felt like, what the hell is that?
I
It
looked at
was
my girl and I
weird.
was like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? This is a little bit weird. Awkward. I was like, why don't they just make it into a montage?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ask your girl whose sweater would she smell
Oh,
of
she
any
would say
famous person.
Calvin.
Yeah, freaking my girl will probably say Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that. Anyways, yes, I think we had a good one. All right, gonna end the call. I mean, end the podcast here. Hope you guys have a good one. Have a good night, and stay safe. Geek gods. Good one. Peace.
All right. Peace. We could get geekettes, geek